Which is always a good thing when they are making additions to the staff. And everyone wanted to know what Auburn was going to do in replacing an Auburn legend. Well, you replace a legend with a legend. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do. Former Auburn standout Mike Pelton is the Tigers' new defensive line coach. Auburn announced Wednesday that Pelton has been hired to replace Tracy Rocker, who left to coach with the Tennessee Titans after helping the Tigers win a national title. But what about Nick Fairley? He is a possible #1 draft pick as well. We asked him today at Media Day about his status and his future in the NFL.
Uh-oh. He could get the... Oh, he did it. He did it. He did it.
We can stop now. We can cut the tape.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
National championship for the first time since 1957. Auburn fans are on top of the world. I'm D. Jackson. We'll have complete team coverage from Glendale coming your way later in CBS 8 News. For the past 6 games, no team has been hotter than the Hornets. Looking to make it 7 in a row tonight against Texas Southern, and Katie Washington would get the party started off right. Shoots the J for 3. Just like that, ASU is up 3-0. He has 12 points on the night. Well, the Auburn Tigers closed the book on what has been a storybook of a season. You take all the things that have gone on with the Auburn Tigers, the Cam Newton factor, whether it be positive or negative, they've put it all past them and come out on top in Arizona. What do you think I need to do with my vocals? You know, if I did something like, saw you there, and your laughter seemed to fill the air.
I think you need to be backstage sometime if I'm hoarse, so I can just call you out and you can sing that. That's
all right.
That's what I think you need to do.
Stu McCann, let's go back to you.
Thank you so much, Stu. A live report from Crampton Bowl just to get the season going. But the Champions Challenge was not the only high school football on tap tonight. Oh, no. We head out to Prattville, talking about Prattville Christian, who made it to the playoffs last year for the first time. And they're trying to keep things rolling for the start of the 2010 season, taking on Autauga Academy. Second quarter is Victor Washington with the interception. The big man is unleashed, gives the Panthers a short field position, and PCA would let Michael Gregory finish things up as he goes in for the score. That makes it 18-0. Then later on, it's Stuart Dawson who takes things into his own hands. He goes up to the 1-yard line, getting busy here with a nice spin move, and that's pretty good. Coach likes it, and he likes what Jordan Davis does too. Davis playing a little defense as everybody's pumped up. Comes up here and hide the women and children because that's a big-time hit, and he takes this one all the way down as Hunter Norsworthy rumbles his way on down. And, folks, that guy looks like he's going to make the highlights for years to come. But PCA holds on to win this one by a final score of 27-6. Congratulations go out to them. Little college football for you now. What about over at Auburn? They've got an all-star over there. Preseason honors are being handed out left and right. But what about Wes Byram? He's on the watch list for the Luke Rosa Award. That goes to the best college field goal kicker in the land. Congratulations go out to him. He is definitely one of the nation's best. Also, Aaron Savage cleared for tomorrow's scrimmage to go full contact. The Alabama State University Hornets will hold its final scrimmage game of the preseason tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Hornet Stadium. Scrimmage will culminate an 18-day preseason practice schedule that included several two-a-day practices and 2 scrimmages. The scrimmage will mirror last week's scrimmage with all 3 quarterbacks, Rashard Burkett, Demetric Price, and Devin Dominguez, taking the same amount of snaps. Don't forget, it's also Fan Day at Hornet Stadium tomorrow. Former Mary Montgomery and Alabama basketball star Mikael Torrance rushed to a hospital Friday after collapsing on a court at the start of a workout. According to a report from NBAFanhouse.com, Torrance stopped breathing and was taken off on a stretcher. We will keep you posted on his condition throughout the weekend. That's going to do it for your look at sports. Glenn, let's go back over to you.
All right, T, thanks so much.
You know, so much has been made about the woman in Bessemer that used the fake picture of her and Bama coach Nick Saban for her campaign for mayor. So as a public service announcement, the 8 wants you to be aware of scams and fake photos you may come across. Take a look at these, for instance. I see Nick Saban all the time, and I will tell you I've never posed for a photo with the guy. Here's a shot of me on the desk at ESPN with Bill Kenny. Is it real? I don't know. Yeah, you take your guess. But what about this? It gets even crazier. Me and Beyonce at the Grammy Awards. Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to take that one home. How about me pitching cologne on TV? Ladies, look at your man. Now back at me. I could also tell you I was a Tuskegee Airman in World War II. But we all know that's not true. But as for all you history buffs go, who's that over there at the Declaration of Independence signing? Don't believe it, folks. Don't believe it. Always question those pictures that you see. That's going to do it for you. Look at sports, guys. Let's go back over. At one point, it seemed the best baseball players in the country came from Alabama. An all-star roster that impresses even the all-time greats.
It's a special place that special people have come from, and I've had a chance to be friends with so many of them. My all-time player is Willie Mays. My all-time guy is Henry Aaron.
There's no question Alabama has placed its share of big league talent in the major leagues, including what many baseball historians consider to be two of the most influential players ever.
Hank Aaron broke the all-time home run record, 755. Well, Babe Ruth, of course, Willie Mays was third with 660 home runs. We all know the story. The thing is that these guys broke all the records. You know, look at Lou Brock. He broke the steal record. Ty Cobb had the all-time steal record. You look at Ricky Henderson. So everybody, all these African Americans, given an opportunity, showed that we could get to the top of the mountain. We could get to the mountaintop that Martin Luther King talked about.
Growing up in the San Francisco Bay Area, it was only natural for baseball's stolen base king to idolize Willie Mays. Ricky Henderson even sported the same number 24 throughout his career. But he almost never chose baseball as a career.
I was the football player was my sport. This is what I really wanted to be as a kid. And then my brother a year older than me, he wanted to be a baseball player. So for me to get him out on the football field, he dragged me into the baseball field. So it's sort of odd that, you know, you wanted to be a professional, a football player, and you became a baseball player that I really didn't like the sport.
And actually, it was a man from Bessemer that showed the world that it was okay to dabble in both, creating a winning recipe to play both baseball and football. But is baseball losing its popularity among America's youth? Football and basketball are becoming bigger and bigger business, which could be a lure to some of the best athletes in the land.
You know, we live in an era where kids are looking for instant gratification. You know, they see players like Kobe and LeBron, and guys like that come straight out of high school and experience success right away, thinking that the percentage of guys being able to do that is great. But there's a very small percentage of guys that have the ability to do that, and along with the fact that we've gotten rid of a lot of inner city programs, but we've got to do something to start pushing kids back to it.
But Major League Baseball says it's doing everything it can to get baseball back into the forefront. Programs like RBI reviving baseball in the inner cities. They're hoping to re-energize the talent for baseball's future.
And that's what Major League Baseball is trying to do, trying to get baseball back into the inner cities and get them more exposed to baseball. But it is a huge gap.
We're building academies all over the country. Compton, California. We just opened one in Houston. We're building one in Miami. There's one in Atlanta. Between the RBI program and all these other things, we're doing great work. We're bigger and better than ever.
So the outlook is bright and filled with opportunities like never before.